so I already primed my face. I had to start over because I had to do my brows because they looked a mess. I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty. Sorry if you guys see smoke. That's just incense burning. And I'm using my e.l.f. sponge to put this on. I recently just washed all of my brushes, so okay, so I finally got my foundation on, which took me a minute. It takes anybody else forever to put on foundation when they use a sponge. It takes me forever. I'd rather use a brush. So for concealer, I'm going to be going in with the Born This Way concealer, and I'm using the shade Chestnut. And I'm just going to take that same sponge, but I'm going to take this in. But first, I'm going to spray my brush with this Morphe setting spray and blend out my concealer. So now that that is all blended out, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty in the shade Knaf to set that powder. And I'm not baking the face or anything, I'm just setting it with this powder. Okay, so now that I'm done with that concealer and setting the concealer, I'm going to go in with my favorite brow product, which is the ABH Dip Brow in the shade Ebony, and I'm gonna fill in my brows real quick. If you guys have any suggestions on like drugstore brow products, please let me know. Let me tell you, I've tried NYX and ColourPop. If you have any suggestions outside of those two, just let me know. Okay, so now that I have my brows on, we're going to throw some bronzer on right quick, and then we're going to get into eyes. For bronzer, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. complexion brush. I haven't used this brush in forever, and I recently, so sad, I recently just broke my favorite bronzer. It's over. I finally broke it. So I'm just going to be dipping that brush into the powder. Still using this even though it's broken. I think I'm going to try to go on like Amazon and see if they have it. Okay, so I already finished one eye. I like how it turns out. It's kind of dark, but that's okay. I already primed my lids with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. I just want to make sure like there is no lines or anything in my eyes. Okay, so the first shade we are going to go in with is going to be this dark green shade in this Ace Beauty Oceanique palette, and the shade is called Turtle, and I'm going to pack that shade into the crease using a BH Cosmetics number 8 brush. Okay, so now that I have that color in there, I'm going to go back into that same palette and take this shade Algae, and I'm going to pack that on top of that shade with the Morphe M321 brush, and I'm just going to pack the color and kind of go in circular motion. I am so excited for Halloween looks. I have some like gory looks planned. I'm so ready. I got some new backdrops coming. And now I'm going to go back in with that dark green shade to deepen up the crease. Now I'm going to cut my crease with this LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry down a little bit. And while that's drying out, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild brush and a little bit of that algae shade. And then I'm just going to get rid of this harsh line up here. Okay, so the first color I'm going to go on with now is I'm going to dip into this palette from the Matte Book. And I'm going to take this dark purple shade and kind of pack that on that outer corner. Okay, so now that I have that shade on, I'm going to go back and deepen that up. But first, I'm going to go in with that turtle shade and kind of like blend these two shades together. Then I'm going to go back in with that light turtle shade, and I'm going to put that in the front of my eye. But first, this does have fallout, so I'm going to throw some powder on right there. Okay, so now that I have that on, I'm going to take this bright purple powder that I have, and I'm going to go back and forth between that shade and the dark purple shade and pack that outer corner. That's just to make that purple pop a little bit more. Okay, and to make that inner corner pop, I'm going to take some NYX Multitasker and just place that on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take a little bit of this NYX Foil Play in Happy Hippie and just pop that on right there using a Morphe M250 brush. And I'm going in with a little bit of this. I don't want it to be like all chunky. I just kind of want it to be spread out. And this stuff makes it look like so bright, so bold. And for liner, I'm going to use the Jordana Cat Eyeliner. I actually like this liner. It dries down really nicely, and it's super, super cheap. And then while my lashes are drying, I'm going to finish up the rest of the face. I'm going to bake with this powder now, just to kind of chisel up the face a little bit. Okay, so for under eye, I already did this eye. I'm going to go back in with this dark purple shade first. Okay, and then I'm going to take that lime green shade from the Oceanique palette, the shade Algae, and I'm going to blend that out. Okay, now time for lip. I don't know if I want to do something bold. I have this kind of dark lip. Maybe I'll do that. Or I was going to do some simple gloss, but this has a little bit of glitter on it. I don't know, let's see. We're going to do this purple shade, Graveyard. That green shade didn't really work out. And now I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Chrome Highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I really like how this look turned out. I have some nice gory looks coming up soon. So be out on the lookout for that. And I'll see you guys soon in another video. Bye!